Hi, and welcome to my IB Music CMM final presentation. So to begin with my project plan, my vision was to put on a rock show and record, mix, and master a multi-track of their event. My musical goals were to understand how to arrange music for a rock band and understand setting up and creating a live rock band. So the nature of my collaboration, I was arranging for rock music, which is different than classical or jazz, which is what I've had mostly experience with, as well as the modern applications in music technology of running and recording a rock band. The real life applications are organizing a live event. So that's, of course, setting up and organizing a time, a space, rehearsals, and all that. Setting up a live sound system. So I set up microphones that would go through the PA to go to the audience, as well as those microphones going to the multi-track recording that I did. I arranged the music for the two other musicians, so it was myself on drums and singing, and I had a guitarist and a bassist that I collaborated with. Again, that falls under organizing and leading a band, and communicating with those members. That's scheduling practices, scheduling the performance, scheduling all of that. So as I was saying, I had a guitar player and a bass player. I also had to work with the facilities manager at our school to get a rehearsal space as well as a performance space set up, as well as the lighting coordinator to help set up a lighting system. So my roles in this project were arranging the music, organizing the rehearsals, organizing the performance date, venue, recording tickets, all of that went into the performance, promoting the event as well, setting up microphones for recording as well as a live sound, recording the event, mixing and mastering the audio afterwards, editing that video, as well as editing this video and submitting the project. My timeline went out to about 78 hours of time from September 22nd to February 2023. There is all that. The resources that I needed, so for our instruments, I had my drum set. The guitarist, they had their guitar, the amplifier, and the pedal board to the effects pedal board for their guitar, as well as the bass guitar and the amplifier for that. For live sound, I had speakers and stands, microphones to run to those, as well as a mixer and cables, of course, to get all that to work well together, as well as a laptop to control and add effects. For recording, I had microphones for the drum set, for the guitar amp, a DI box for the bass, vocal microphones, an audio interface that had many inputs, so I was able to get a multi-track with all the different inputs that I needed so that I could mix and master it later on. Of course, all the cables needed, a laptop for recording, software for recording the audio, software for video editing, as well as cameras to record the video. For the space that we were using, I needed to organize a rehearsal space as well as a live performance / recording space. And the lighting, I had it already set up in the venue, and I had to hire someone to get that all set up so I could get there and press start on the lighting. The resources needed, so the real world cost ended up being €562.28 because I had everything that I needed through the school and through things that I owned previously, besides the audio interface. So the audio interface that I had to buy had 16 inputs, so I was able to have more than enough inputs to be able to get a multi-track recording of the event. And that is it for this portion. So as I play some videos of our rehearsals as a band, I'm going to talk for a moment about some of the challenges we encountered. So one of the main challenges we had was because of our three-piece nature, it was hard or difficult to get a full sound as a band because there were not many instruments to fill out the sound. As well as that, I personally found it difficult to sing and play the drums at the same time, but that was just something that practice really made perfect in that situation. Besides that, after rehearsals and everything, as a band, I feel like our project really came together well. Alrighty, so this is my Logic Pro session. Here I have 14 tracks of audio. I have my vocal microphone, the secondary vocal microphone for both the other musicians, the guitar, the bass, and the drum bus. The drum bus is the 2 overhead microphones that are mic'd in stereo, the snare drum top and snare drum bottom microphones, the bass drum, rack tom, floor tom, and hi-hat. So one of the biggest issues that I came across during my recording was that because I'm both a vocalist and a drummer, I have to have a microphone that picks up my voice but cancels out the drums. And that was something that I had a big issue with. Because of the nature of most microphones, you're going to pick up a lot of bleed from different instruments, and especially because another issue that we had is we were in a very reflective room, so the walls were made out of concrete, and because of that, it was very difficult to achieve a clean, dry sound. So there was a lot of reverb on all the microphones. So the solution that we came up for most of that was putting the microphones closer to the instruments and then turning the gain or the preamp volume down. So that would be miking the guitar cabinet, the amplifier, very close, and then just turning it down so that although it's super loud in the room, you only pick up mostly the sound of the instrument. However, with the drum set, that became an issue because the drums are considerably louder than my voice. And so if you hear, I'll play the beginning of this song. I'll play it with everybody. I feel bored tonight. I turn to my... So that is the final mix, which in my opinion does not sound as good as it could, and that is because if you listen to just my microphone soloed out, you hear a considerable amount of drum set in there. So even though if I solo out the drum set mix, I think this is a pretty good drum sound because all the instruments are mic'd relatively closely. The fact is, when you unsolo it, it gets mostly covered up by the vocal microphone, all the drums that bleed into that mix. So that was one of the biggest issues I came across. Another one was, because of that bleed, it was kind of hard to get a natural sound in the room. So here is the microphone from the cameras. This mic is relatively reverby and gives a pretty okay sound of what it sounded like in the room on that day. But when you, let's say, solo out just the bass guitar and the vocals and the guitar, it just doesn't sound very natural. And so if I was to do this again in the future, that would mostly be solved by getting a different vocal microphone, as well as hopefully being in a room that had more sound treatment. So yeah, those were the problems and the solutions I had come up with for the recording. I feel bored tonight. I turn to my guitar, she's shaking her head, shaking her head. You've been a bad, bad guy. You can no longer play, listen because your head's in the same. Orpheus, under the influence, I used to be a man that drew, and I love you. I know I'm tough on you, but you keep popping my strings. It's not okay, not okay. Said you had big, big plans. We used to play gracefully with the mythical hands, the mythical hands. Orpheus, under the influence, I used to be a man that grew and I got. Thanks. Mommy, Daddy, look at me. I went to school and I got a degree. All my friends call it the big D. I went to school and I got the big D. Got the big D. Got the big D. Got the big D. I went to school and I got the big D. Is your muffin buttered? Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin? Excuse me. Excuse me. Hey you in the front row. Oh, you. That's not the right words. Anyway. On the chaise on, on the chaise on, on the chaise on all day long, on the chaise on. On the chaise on, on the chaise on all day long, on the chaise on. Is your mother worried? Would you like us to assign someone to worry your mother? Excuse me. Excuse me. Hey you in the front row, are you coming backstage after the show? Cause I got a chaise on in my dressing room, a pack of warm beer that we can consume. On the chaise on, on the chaise on, on the chaise on all day long, on the chaise on. On the chaise on, on the chaise on all day long, on the chaise on. Thanks. I would say I'm sorry if I thought that it would change your mind, but I know that this time I have said too much, been too unkind. I tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I tried to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes. Cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I would break down at your feet and beg forgiveness, plead with you. I know that it's too late and that there's nothing I can't do. I tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. I tried to laugh about it, hiding the tears in my eyes. Cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. I would tell you that I loved you if I thought that you would stay, but I know that it's no use and that you've already gone away. Misjudged your limits, pushed you too far, took you for granted, thought you needed more. Now I do most anything to get you back on my side, but I just keep on laughing, hiding the tears in my eyes. Cause boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Thank you. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching my IB Music Contemporary Music Maker presentation. I hope all of you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.